So my name's Amy Roberts. I'm from Flinders University in South Australia, and I'm here with Isobelle Campbell, who's from the Manama Aboriginal Community Association Incorporated. So we're looking at a site called Ngaut Ngaut in South Australia, which is roughly there. And we're looking also at the issue of the online environment, like the previous speakers, and the problems that it poses to Indigenous communities. So our case study aims to address the issue of a lack of culturally sustainable interpretive content online through a community-based approach to the production of interpretive materials. And so importantly, the content that we aim to produce through the IPinCH funded part of our project is to include expressions of community perceptions of tangible and intangible aspects and values of this significant landscape. The Ngaut Ngaut, known in the archaeological literature as Devon Downs, it's one of Australian archaeology's most iconic sites, located on the Murray River in South Australia. It was the first rock shelter, an Australian site to be scientifically excavated in 1929. So because of that significance to the history of archaeology, it provides an important backdrop to look at some of these issues that we're looking at in our case study. And in early 2010, so not very long ago, we started discussing this project. And the impetus for these discussions began when part of the conservation park on which the site is located were closed by the Director of National Parks and Wildlife in South Australia. And I'm not sure if you may have heard, but Australia had one of the worst droughts on record. We started talking about ways we could make some interpretive content that could be used when the site was closed. So that's kind of how the discussion started. And also to, get the name of Ngaut Ngaut out in the discipline, because everyone still calls it Devon Downs, archaeologically speaking, and to think about displaying some of the other values at the site apart from just the archaeology. So we looked at some of the dreaming stories and totemic issues relating to the site, thinking about the contemporary and ethnographic interpretations of the rock art, bush tucker, all the other things that relate to place that had kind of been generally overlooked in the literature. First part of the project was creating this signage for the site and also making portable signs that could be used when the site was closed, and that's just a part of it there. But all of this led to discussions about what was going on online, and that's when IPinCH came in and wanted to help us fund doing something that was sustainable online as well. And the reason that we got thinking about this was we started Googling around and, to our surprise, found all sorts of issues online, didn't we? So, for example, tourists blogging their own photographs after being on the tours and writing, you can't see it there, but writing offensive comments.
Copyright into the photos, which, this is one of the problems that we're trying to fight at the moment. But I know we've got a big road ahead of us, but we've got to start being firm at the start and just lay it out.
Yeah.
So just be strong.
Yeah. So our project's a bit littler than the last one with the website. We're just creating an online booklet which the Department of Parks and Wildlife have offered to host for us, which will be based on some of the interpretive work we've already done. But IPinCH also very wonderfully funded us to do some other work which we could add to what we've created so far. So this work, which we finished last week before we got on a plane to come over on Tuesday, is that right? On the weeks? I've lost count. Funded us to do some additional fieldwork, to take photographs and collect additional site information, and to conduct some consultations and interviews to ensure that community perceptions can be incorporated into the booklets, online booklets that we produce. And also funded, like the last case study, a visit to the South Australian Museum with Manama Aboriginal community members to get them to reconnect with the collection that Hale and Tyndale excavated. And we took photographs of that process and did some interviews afterwards. This is just a picture of our fieldwork, and this is where Izzy was going to have a bit of a chat about her experiences of archaeology on site and working with researchers and students and all sorts.
With the tours that we run, we're mainly focused on cultural knowledge, but as we're finding out with this field school that we had last week, it really opened our eyes with the engravings. In Australia, we call these engravings because that's the only section on the river that has engravings like that. And we're so lucky we've got it, and so we just want to protect as much as we can, so just to pass it on for future generation. What we've done to protect it over the years is, Dad's fought a lot with the government, and I'm just so pleased that where we are today. I just want to continue it with the knowledge and all that. But with this field work, it really opened the community members that was there, because I do that all year round. That's something that I always do, but having them to open their eyes, not just culturally, but archaeology, they're really eager in, and I said that's what you need to do. And it was both white and Aboriginal people working together to protect something that belongs to everyone. We always say in the tour, you call yourself an Australian, that's part of your heritage too, but it's only the protection that falls on us. And that was really, it's all about like reconciliation. We've both got to work together.